Okay, I think we're rolling. Yeah, hey, hi everybody. All right, so this is kind of an intro. I'm going to do an intro because a lot of people have asked me what I've been doing and what's been going on. So right now I am on the Lost Trail, Fern Creek Trail, where I kind of thought of this idea a while back, and that was going to be that. Well, I have a video production company in Mill Valley, and that video production company is called Fisk Video Productions. I've had it for 38 years, and it's kind of rocky here. It's kind of a good spot. But I found out that my best form of advertising is posters, and they work very well if you do it on a weekly basis. So several years ago, when I stopped doing a lot of the live production stuff and out in the field stuff, because I'm 64 and I'm getting older, I wanted to acquire more doing transfers and things like that. So the market is out there in West Marin for people that have tons of. Oh, this is pretty nice here. Now I'm deciding whether to go down this trail and explore this. So I decided to the way that I market my business is through posters. And so about 5 years ago I really started to get into this pretty big time, and I found about 50 different locations in West Marin where there were community bulletin boards. And I started putting posters up, promoting my business. I'll show you one of my posters a little bit later. And discovered that it was a very effective way to do advertising. And I also just liked the whole the concept of community bulletin boards, because it is it's a public thing. It's very personal. There are great forms of expression on a community bulletin board, and it's something that is part of the community. So the first thing I did was, and you can go to my website called Community Bulletin Board Locations, okay, and that lists those 50 locations where I found bulletin boards in West Marin. So I then formed that website, and then as I was doing this, putting my posters up very weekly. Here, I'll start panning around here. It's much better looking at my mug. I put these posters up. It helped very much with the business, but I also thought, well, why don't I do a blog when I visit every one of these community bulletin boards weekly when I do it? Because with posters, you have to maintain them, or else people rip them down. People they want to take the original. They don't want to take the little tag that you pull off, or the little card system that I have. So I have to go and refresh them every week. I do this every Thursday, and that's when it gives me the opportunity to visit a number of these different sites, these different community bulletin boards, these little power sites, I like to think of them, and take pictures of the posters that are on the community bulletin boards. And I also take pictures of these beautiful parts of West Marin, different places. And I have developed a weekly blog that I'm quite proud of, that I've done for 2 years now. October will be 2 years. And it's called Posters and Pictures of Marin. And I post every Thursday. And that's kind of an intro to Community Bulletin Board Locations blog. So somebody else is coming, and this is going to be really obnoxious, so I'm going to maybe move a little bit forward here. But the next phase of this whole idea that I've had for a number of different years is the formation of what's called the Community Bulletin Board Locations Blog Cafe. And that cafe will be equipped with state-of-the-art reception to receive a good signal, where that we can receive all of the different open source channels that there are around the country now on different YouTube channels, and present them in a cafe in a live situation where people can come in and they can watch the this is a nice shot. They can watch these different open source channels. I'm not describing this very well, but I've worked on this concept for a long time, and I think it could work. You could present live kind of shows or conferences where you could have somebody like George Webb on one screen, and on another screen you could have, oh, I don't know, Tracy Benz. And then on another screen you'd have George Ortel, such and such. But it would be presented in front of a live audience. So the audience could ask questions. So it was almost like they were appearing there live, but we're in part of their show. And I'm starting to, somebody's starting to come up on me, so I'm going to walk ahead a little bit more. Here we go. There, it's a much better view. So, that's the concept. I know that I could promote this. I'm sure it would be popular, but it would be very risky and very dangerous because it's very political. And I'm not sure if I really want to go there. I'm much more happy with doing the Community Bulletin Board Locations blog, which to this date has been primarily the posters information, the shooting the posters off of the community bulletin boards and presenting my humble pictures. That's my intro. How do you stop?